What's going on, everyone? Jeremy here from The Quartering, and tomorrow is fit to be a International Day of Triggering. I don't really make any kind of television show must-see TV. I don't like to have that level of control exerted on my life by entertainment. That said, I am going to be squarely prepared and sitting in my comfy chair for tomorrow's South Park 1 hour special. Why? Because, of course, it is about the lockdown and the coof, and you know it's going to just make everybody upset. Now, I usually watch South Park like whenever I get to it, but because I just know there is going to be endless amounts of salt, I need to watch this in real time. So much salt that the articles are already coming out saying, we don't need to hear from South Park. And the butthurt is raging on Twitter. You know where you can get some sweet South Park wall art? Well, and support the channel? Displate. Huge shout out to this video's sponsor, Displate. This month, we're celebrating comics in all the right ways. Displates are high quality prints on metal. You can get them with a matte finish. You can get them with the glossy finish. You can see I've picked out a couple of my favorite comic book themed displates behind there, but they don't just have displates for comics. They have them for nature. They have different cartoons. They have anime. They have movies. They have basically anything you can imagine on a displate, which mounts magnetically to your wall so you don't have to drill holes. I myself have accumulated a nice big collection of these, so once a month I swap them in, swap them out. I have seasonal ones I can put up, take down, and Displate loves you all, the Quartering's viewers, and they've given me a special discount. 1 to 2 displates are going to get 33% off. 3 or more displates, you're getting 38% off. I don't think I've had a deal this big before. Your purchases from Displate go directly to support this channel. Plus, you're going to get a great deal on some awesome stuff to put up on your walls. Christmas is coming up, dorm rooms, maybe you're home, you're stuck home, whatever your reason is, I'm sure you can find room for a couple of nice ladies like Harley Quinn up on your wall. So use my link in the pinned comment below. There's only a few days of this sale. It ends very soon on October 2nd. So pick your displates up today, pick up a couple of them, and tweet which ones you get at me on Twitter, and I'll definitely share them out. Hey, I really appreciate you guys going ham, and they appreciate it too, which is why they're giving you such a huge discount when you use the link in my pinned comment below. Now, if you are on Twitter, you know that they've been advertising for the new 1 hour special, and we can already see how they're poking fun at how local businesses are monetizing on the lockdown, and you know that's going to trigger everyone. We can start to look at some of the replies. I can't wait for an hour of both sides have a point, but liberals annoy me more. Messaging that missteps the issues and treats trying to stay healthy like it's a quirky character flaw. I mean, what? You see, I know this special finna piss so many people off. Lamau, you know people are going to be really butthurt about this episode, and it's already started in the mainstream press. You can see they're starting to cover South Park is tackling the coof with this first hour-long episode. I can't wait for that. And here we have Cracked.com saying, maybe we don't need to hear from South Park right now. Since Trey Parker and Matt Stone presumably aren't great at developing cures, they've instead gone back to working in their long-running cartoon series. Later this month, Comedy Central will air a South Park 1 hour special, the first of its kind since nobody in 1918 bothered to invent cable television. But do we really need South Park guys to take on anything that's happening right now? Yes. Yes. Levity, humor, these are, first of all, a requirement in many people's lives. Also a valuable coping mechanism. Having your long-awaited television shows appear back on air brings a sense of normalcy that people really need right now. And I will say that, look, it's almost October. I think basically everybody's adjusted, but that doesn't mean that people aren't stressed out. You can't watch a sporting event right now without getting politics crammed in your face. It'd be nice to just watch something that you're used to. Now, of course, South Park covering this particular issue is not exactly just a regular old issue of South Park, but that's what we've come to expect from it. Historically, the show's conspicuous moralizing hasn't always stood the test of time. Several of South Park's pointed satirical arguments have tactlessly bungled some of today's most pressing issues. Take bad behavior by the cops. In 2015, the episode Naughty Ninjas tackled this following the protests, but mostly sidestepped the issue of race altogether. Imagine being mad that a cartoon isn't giving you the right political messaging. Maybe if you want to watch a hard-hitting documentary about race, you could watch, I don't know, the news, although that's not going to be very true either. In a lot of ways, I find South Park to be more trustworthy than the mainstream media. Doing an episode about bad behavior by cops without directly addressing race is a little like making the movie Walk the Line and omitting the character Johnny Cash. No, it isn't. There's also the episodes that have been criticized for being transphobic. Last year's Bored Girls, and before that, Mr. Garrison's fancy new Clam, which equated gender confirmation surgery with a Dr. Moreau-like dinoplasty operation, which is horrifying. In 2016, Man Bear Pig preached the biggest problem with climate change was not the devastating environmental catastrophe, but that former President Al Gore's whiny alarmism. It was a take so bad that they've done an entire episode recanting this thesis 12 years later. So when the show has historically garbage the two-dimensional bed, or had pooed the two-dimensional bed covering subjects that are such of dire importance, why should we trust Parker and Sohn to apply the same misguided self-righteous filter to matters concerning the gosh darn coof? I don't know. I mean, for me, I don't watch South Park to be educated. I watch South Park to laugh. I mean, that's probably strange coming from a millennial who doesn't have the mind of a child, but whoever wrote this clearly is looking for South Park to teach them life lessons. And I mean, I think they're in their 24th season by now, 25th season. I don't know at what point you started believing that South Park was an educational documentary, but you were dead wrong. In fact, people have long since watched South Park for, I know this is a really crazy thing nowadays. This is a really crazy concept. Entertainment. There was this crazy thing before the lockdown and before it was an election year called entertainment. I know it's really bizarre. We've probably all forgotten what it was like, but it was like this thing where you went and just turned off your brain and had a good time for a little while. This has been removed from us by overzealous, power-hungry governors and fear-mongering media, but it wasn't that long ago where you were allowed to just enjoy things, to cut loose and relax. And that's what South Park represents to me. It's not an educational vehicle. It's not a political vehicle, but that's what the minds of adult children demand. They need to have their personal political beliefs constantly reinforced by literally all of the television shows that they watch. In particular, these volatile times with potentially life-saving scientific truths are being questioned awfully loudly in the aisles of Costco. South Park's brand of sardonic centrism could conceivably make things worse. We don't need, for example, mandatory masking laws or lockdown inactivities becoming the fodder for some reductive tale of Man Bear Pig-like hysteria. Okay, look, if you want to, I think everyone's very clear on where I stand on this. If you want to wear a mask, I will not make fun of you. I think it's totally cool and fine. But you better continue to wear one for every flu season going forward. And why haven't you been wearing one until this point? Do you not care about grandma? Do you not care about spreading the disease? I mean, you can't. What South Park is great at doing is taking both extremes, right? Like, you probably have the people like the science deniers who say the coof is entirely fake in one part of the show, and then you have the crazy, insane, lock everything down, everyone in a bubble. And I mean, I don't think it's that far of a prediction or that crazy of a prediction. That's how South Park's going to deal with it, and they're going to make fun of them both. But the difference is most people can deal with that. South Park is a tough show to criticize because often its intended purpose is to offend. But some of us grew up with this show, but got in trouble for wearing t-shirts to school, and we're not offended. We're just bored. Besides, the best thing South Park guys ever did was pioneer the great sport of basketball. So you admit you don't like the show, and you're butthurt that they're going to make fun of something that you are way too emotionally invested in. Gotcha. Can't wait for all the salt tomorrow. Tune in, as I'll be probably live tweeting the show. It'll be a blast. I hope you enjoyed this video. We'll talk to you again real soon.